Gemini. Welcome into your reading. This is going to be a general tarot message for you. Hopefully you all are doing well. I'm recording in February, so this may be February energy. Doesn't have to be. You can come across this video anytime outside of February, and hopefully you were guided here for a reason, and there's a message here for you today. So we have a few cards out on the table. You have the solar eclipse, the new moon, okay? You have integration and union, storm and unexpected, the one, and this is the Santa Muerte Oracle deck. This is the card, the fraternity card, okay? So right off the bat, it's giving me people vibes, people over self or self over people. So there may be a need to bring those two concepts together, right? Being social, collaborating, working with others at the same time, finding time for yourself, remaining independent. There's some solidarity type of energy here as well. So bringing those two together just makes me feel like you should only have the people who are in your circle, right? Like a sense of trust that these are your people, right? You're not bringing in people from all over the place and, you know, acquaintances or friends of friends or, you know, friends of family members or, you know, things like that, right? Like there's something about your group and the ones that you can trust and the ones that you can go to that are important at this time, okay? There could be an integration of ideas here, people joining forces, bringing something to the table. But it does very much feel like whatever you're working on with a group of people, you are the one that is necessary or the one that's bringing them together or the one that is, how can I say, like of value. Not to say that other people are not, but without you and your skills or your presence, this thing couldn't exist and you couldn't create the thing that you're trying to create. There's like, what is this? These are commitments. These are contracts, or these are like giving your word, right? Like maybe you're giving your word to someone or someone is giving their word to you. It's a deal. Somebody here is making a deal with another person. The new moon may be a factor. This is a card of beginnings. Obviously here with the new moon, things are not set in stone. Okay. This is just in the idea phase. This is just the starting phase, but the people are making a commitment to be here and to do this thing. You also have the card of the solar eclipse. So the solar eclipse of this year may be a factor for you. And this is talking about what you need to take away or remove from the whole situation. All right. So this could be an external thing like a person. You need to remove, you know, a certain obstacle that you're constantly being faced with, that you're constantly running up against. This could also be internal, right? Like a belief system, a thought process, something like that. This, for some of you, it could be for the sake of union, okay? So needing to start new, this is a new thing, but at the same time, doing away with the clutter or the excess or what is not necessary for this union is also coming through, okay? So we will see. I think the one card is important here to understand that if you are coming across, how can I say, if you are dealing with a situation that is causing duality and separation, right? And you feel separated, you feel isolated, that is your indicator that the universe is pushing you to be more social and to get out there a little bit more. And to not pigeonhole yourself into one box or to not profile other people or to not criticize or judge. Like, in other words, accept. There's a sense of all accepting and all loving here with the one, right? We are all the same, whether if you're dealing with people or you're dealing with things in the universe, it's all a part of the one. So trying your best not to divide would be of your best interest at this time. All right, let's see what the tarot has to say for you guys today. So far, we're dealing with you being on your own, as well as needing to be more social and get out there a little bit more. So for Gemini to be alone, it's not unusual. Like, it is very much a thing, in my opinion, with you guys. The stigma that, you know, Geminis are social, whatever, that still stands, that still holds true. But there is also a need for you guys to have your alone time, right? Because you're so different, because you're so out of the box, and not everyone can keep up with you. Not everyone can keep up with your thought process and, you know, where your mind is going and all of that. It's easy to sort of like feel that you are just alone, that you are just the one out of many, separated from others because you feel so different. So we'll see how this plays out. Okay, Gemini. What is up with the Gemini at this time? Mind, heart, body, soul. What is the most important thing for the Gemini to hear at this time, please? Bring forth the messages. Gemini, come through. Gemini, please. The moon. Not surprised. What else? I feel like you're coming across as a mystery. The sun. Holy moly. Talk about an eclipse, right? What else? This is definitely this feeling of duality, right? Like stark difference, light and dark, in and out, extrovert, introvert, you know, the opposites, the different sides of each axis to the extreme I'm feeling here with the Emperor. This is coming through in your personal energy. So you may be having a little bit of trouble finding balance with wanting to be alone and wanting to be social, right? There's this like, what makes you feel most powerful here with the Emperor, you know? What part of you, what side of you? It's like if somebody here is trying to pick, you know, where to summon their power from, where to summon their strength from, right? Do I summon this from the internal, the self, the psyche, right? The ethereal, spiritual even, or do I summon this from the external, my surroundings, my environment, my social circle, the scene, who I am, right? The concept of I am, the ego here with the sun. Where do I get the most out of where do I get the most power here? What part of myself do I go to gain control again? I'm feeling somebody feels like they need to gain control again. And this may be gain control of their life more than anything. I'm feeling that to be true. Be the boss of their own life. Have direction, know where they're going. Have goals, aspirations. What are you? Who are you? You know, who are you in this world? Who are you compared to others in your family or others in your scene? What place do you have here? Some of you may be going through this like spiritual or / ego situation, right? Where it's just this conflict, maybe not so clear about what's going on with you, but you're fighting yourself. You're fighting two parts of yourself here. Maybe you're not aware that you're doing that. So it seems very conflicted, stressful, you know, maybe you feel like you're going crazy sometimes. It's like gaining the balance again, coming back to center, gaining control, because maybe some of you feel like you're losing control. Okay. But with the moon here, there's a lot of uncertainty. This is the self-talk. This is the most private parts of ourselves that we don't share, that are just for us to know, right? And this, with the sun and the emperor, these parts of yourself may be at this time sort of on the surface. So you may be coming across like people can see, you know, the deepest parts of you. People can see right through you in some way. People can see that maybe your projections, it's like too easy to decipher, right? Like sometimes how we show up is always more than anything like as a reflection or as a response to our environment, right? And our feelings are underneath the reaction and the response. Sometimes it's easy for people to see that and see past the response into the feeling. If you're dealing with a more perceptive person, more observant person, more spiritual, sensitive person, but not all people do that. People pretty much just take us for what we are, right? And what we're showing. You know, people like how we act and the things that we say and our mannerisms and our tone and all of that is a direct reflection of what we're feeling at the time. And so sometimes we hide it. Sometimes we try to put on a facade and a mask so people don't see what we're really going through, which is a defense mechanism. And I feel that at this point, those feelings and the things that you're really going through from a psychological perspective and your private alone time are out on the surface. So if you're dealing with other people, some people may be like asking you like, hey, are you okay? Like, what is up, right? You think that you're trying to hide it very well, but you're really not, because the sun and the emperor here, and it just feels very public. Your private life is public right now. That's and you know that, right? Like it's not really a channeling. I guess it's more of a confirmation for myself, because I felt that super strong that I'm dealing with people here whose private life is public. Okay, so something may have gone wrong, or something may have happened recently, right? This unexpected storm here where it just feels like everything that you've been trying to hold together is now crumbling around you. Let's see. What's in the environment for the Gemini, please? This could be in the form of people, situations, circumstances. Gemini. This is straight. I never know. Gemini. Gemini, please. What's in the environment for the Gemini at this time? I'm hearing forgiveness. I'm hearing humiliation. I don't know if you recently went through a moment like that. I don't know if you felt humiliated, that you're finding it really hard to forgive yourself for, I feel like you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself for that moment in time and what happened. Or you're just forgiving the people who made you feel humiliated. In your environment, there is happiness and potential for you to feel emotionally satisfied and emotionally fulfilled. But you perceive this to be a lot of work. You perceive this goal or this vision to be realistic, just not necessarily something you want to do, right? Like, you know, you can do it, you just don't feel like it. Some of you may be a little depressed at this time. It's like, you know, the potential, you know, your potential, you know that life can be different. Life doesn't have to feel this way. You know that you can gain back your equilibrium and your balance and all of that stuff. It's just, it makes me feel like you just don't want to, you know, like it's too much of a hassle, too much work. You don't want to be dealing with emotional stuff. You don't want to be dealing with others, and like, you just want to be left alone. But there's something about life right now that is pushing you toward others. It's almost, I'm feeling like, for whoever I'm reading for, the universe has been pushing you to learn something about how you relate to others and the people in your life, like how you attract them, how you relate to them, whatever. So this thing of like, if you've had problems with relating to other people, if you've had problems in relationship, period, what am I feeling right now? It's like the universe is doing that on purpose because you need to learn something. So this is like just another opportunity or another moment, it feels like, that you have a lesson to learn when it comes to dealing with other people. And you're just like, enough of that. Like, I don't want to do that. Maybe you've done that already, right? Like, there's already something that you went through with other people or a lesson that you learned here. And you're just like, I know that lesson. That's why I'm keeping to myself, right? I know what happens when I trust people and I fall in love with people, or I, you know, welcome people into my life, right? Like, you feel like you've already learned that lesson. You feel like you know better now. Like, don't get close to anybody, right? Keep people far away. Therefore, you're going to the complete opposite extreme of that and just starting to be really by yourself, right? Like, in solidarity. And so, is that a right word? I don't know if that's the right word, but you know what I mean? Like, hermiting, right? Like, just being alone. And the universe is like, no, you're not done yet. Like, this is another time where you need to learn something, right? Like, maybe you haven't learned it completely. Okay. And this could be, it could come in forms of like, do you trust too easily? Do you welcome people in too easily that, you know, you think that you're cool with them, or you think that you like them, and then you get to know them and it's not really, you're not really vibing with them? Do you fall in love too fast where you think that it's the one and you go all in and then it's really not? Like, these are all lessons, you know, like, these are things that we learn from. Doesn't mean that you have to go to the complete other extreme and not have people. It just means learn how to relate to others, learn how to communicate or bring people in, which people are worth bringing in and which people are not. And that's what these cards make me feel like over here. It's the people that you can trust. It's the people that you know would be there if you called them, right? The people you know that would answer. The people that you know that have your back and have your best interests at heart and are rooting for you, right? These are the ones, you know, that you want to go toward. So I don't know. I mean, your personal energy, there's a lot that you're doing internally, for sure. In your home, by yourself. You just need to regain your strength again. Being this emperor, being in control again. So you have the strength and the stamina to get to this 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is your wish fulfillment. The 9 of Cups is emotional fulfillment, emotional satisfaction, emotional support, right? The feeling of being loved and like sort of just being on top of the world, that you have the ability to love and be loved in return. You just think that at this time it's too much to do that with the 10 of Wands. You'd rather not with the Hermit. Going toward the Emperor and getting that power back, you can, you know. All right, let's see what's coming through. We're going to continue with this reading and use another deck. Pull some more cards. This is also a potential outlook, okay, for the next 30 days for you. So what's coming through at this time for the Gemini, please? Yeah. The little depression, let down, just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I don't want to look at the blessing out of this situation. I want to reflect on the thing that I can't have. I want to look at the thing I can't have, not the thing that I can have. Why? Because the thing that you can't have is making you feel shitty. Tower, okay? So something happened or is going to happen in the next week or two that is going to feel like everything just sort of crashed down. And it's a disappointment. It's a letdown with the Four of Cups. Knight of Wands. For some of you, you did this. For some of you, you destroyed it. For some of you, it's like a little stubbornness in the heat of the moment. Yeah, it's very much an aggressive, targeted, focused energy here with the Knights. You may have used your words. You may have really hurt someone's feelings. Okay, or someone you. There's a little bit of anger and temperament coming through here, I'm feeling. To restore this would take a lot of work. With the Ten of Wands, to restore it, whoever brought it down, whoever disrupted this situation and broke it, is sort of has like a big job to do now, right? Like there's a lot relying on this person or on their shoulders to fix it. And I don't think that the person wants to. All right. For some of you, if you are like an owner of a company or a boss or something like that, you definitely made a lot of cuts. You definitely have made huge changes, not because you want to. It feels like you didn't want to do that, but it was something that you felt that was necessary. And you are, what is it, like about to go through a lot to restore it. Okay. So I don't know who that's for, but you, otherwise, somebody here just felt really strongly about something and very passionate about it and came through very assertively, aggressively, directly, and was just like, this is not what I want. This is not what I stand for. This is not what I can handle. I don't know, something. And just came through and just brought it all down. It's very temperamental here. And I'm also feeling that this could be also because you're conflicted. All right. Like your emotions and your mind are not on the same page. Your heart and mind are not on the same page. Your ego, pride, human, and your higher self, spiritual, ethereal self are not on the same page. Getting back control. That's what is important to you right now. But are you doing it correctly? Are you doing it productively? Are you doing it in ways that are conducive to remaining and having a balanced life? I don't know. I don't think so. Too much moon here. Too much uncertainty. Too much like psychological, chemical imbalances in the head. Like It's just highs and lows, manic. You know, maybe you feel like you're just a little up and down, back and forth, all around, right? Like too much. You need to calm down because you're going to end up destroying everything. You're going to be left with nothing. You need to calm down. This is not the way. You may feel that it is. That's why you're doing it, obviously. But I'm telling you it's not. Okay? You need to step out of this situation completely. Step away from it. Look away from it. Get away from it. Go somewhere. Do something to where you cannot even touch the thing, even if you wanted to, right? Like change your number, get a new phone, move to another home, like get out of the state. I don't know. It depends on how severe it is, but you need to find ways to help control your instincts and impulses right now, because I don't think that you have a lot of self-control here. Your pride was definitely hurt. And you feel humiliated, like I was picking up on. You had control before. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, you have the moon, the King of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, Page of Cups. I mean, some more fighting here, fighting things off, you know, feeling like you have to defend yourself, feeling like you have to, like you're the only one that is standing up for yourself, like no one has your back type of thing. Trying to hold your status, your title, your position, and whether that's work or in life in general. You're trying your hardest to keep it together. But what I feel that is really the problem here is your psychological state. I think that by the middle of the month or the next couple of weeks, you're more grounded and you're in your heart a little bit more here with the Page of Cups. But it's the psychological state part of you that is not balanced still. That's the biggest problem here. I think that something happened and it just took you for a ride mentally. You couldn't stop thinking about it. Your pride was hit, and you being an air sign, you took it to a mental place. You took it to this place of like just overthinking. And I know I'm not getting a lot of sword cards here, but the moon is coming through strong with the psychological stuff. It's like going too far deep. Okay? Too far deep into this other realm, this other place that is not reality, that is not on this earth here at this time. These are like hypothetical stuff. These are the what ifs. These are the things. It's like, you know, now like you're thinking to yourself, like after this thing happened, now people think of you this way. And, you know, like you think you know what people are thinking about you. And I feel that you're wrong. I feel like this is all just a part of this manic phase that you're going through. What else? This is coming from a deeper place, a place of trust, a place of like, maybe you just don't, like someone that you trusted humiliated you and backstabbed you or did something. And that, it's like you cannot get over it. You cannot get over it. And then it goes far back into like, okay, well, that person did that. But then you start thinking of like all the other people that have done something similar. All the other people that, you know, in your past throughout your life that have disrespected you or have hurt you, and then it starts to become this thing of like, oh, well, this is a pattern, like this always happens to me. I can't trust anybody, and then it's like, okay, well, the people that are in your life, like now you think that there's something up with them and you can't trust them. So you're destroying relationships as well. Very destructive. Queen of Pentacles. This is another person. The Magician. Five of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. This is in the next 4 weeks or so. Well, someone comes through here. Someone else, one person is coming through. So maybe this is a person that you may be able to trust. I don't know. I'm to the point where I don't know who you can trust either. So I can't give you like good or bad advice on that. I just know that like the best thing to do is just stop. Like stop what you're doing. Okay. You've done enough. Enough has happened that you're going to have to clean up later, that is going to create change in your life anyway. Like you don't have to do any more. I'm feeling that strong. You don't have to do any more. Just stop. And then get back to center. Get away from the stuff. Release it. Because now it's not just a matter of what happened. It's also a matter of the stuff that you've destroyed and how you acted out that is adding to this situation. And it's adding to your regret or your guilt even, right? So it's just sort of like piling on. And I feel like whoever this is so destructive. It's like, who cares? Like just kill everything then, right? Like just keep going. And I think that now is a good stopping point. So you can start to rebuild, so you can start to get away from this and to heal this thing. Whoever this Queen of Pentacles is, has the tools, the resources, the know-how, the experience, the power, the magic to be able to help you come to terms and come to truth with this feeling of loss, separation, isolation, solidarity, this feeling of I can't do it. They have the words, they have the energy, they know the secret, they know the answer, they have a solution, something like that. This is part of your tribe. This is part of the group, the people that you can trust. This is also a form of the one. There is somebody out there that you can go to for help. And they are of equal energy. They are made. This could be like a sibling. This could be, even if it's like, this has nothing to do with romance, right? Maybe this has something to do with work or whatever. This could also be your partner. But they are pentacle, right? Like both of y'all made from the same suit here, even though I know you're air, but the both of you are coming through as earth. It's like, listen to them. Let them help you out of this. Let them help you come back to reality and fix the situation. Let's get some clarifiers. What is the Four of Cups in the Tower? Seriously. The moon here 3 times. You need to come to terms with something. There's a need to really, really go deep go within. For some of you, this has to do with like shadow work and really going back into your memory of a situation and facing the moment that this happened to heal it. Maybe some of you, I'm also getting, for some of you, you're looking for answers through your memories. It's like this feeling of maybe you're like doing a lot of, I don't know, like maybe you have your eyes closed a lot. I'm feeling like maybe you're asleep a lot, or you're laying down a lot, you're in the dark a lot. Like it does feel like that, like looking for answers in the dark with your eyes closed. There's a lot of thinking here. Because there's so much uncertainty. Like, I feel like somebody here needs closure, which it's like this, what is it? Playing this out over and over. You just keep playing it over and over again. That you're going down a rabbit hole. I also feel that whatever you destroyed, it came in a moment of impulse and instinct, because the thing was very similar to a traumatic experience that you've once had. And you could not help yourself but react. You could not control yourself. You had to react because it was so similar to a previous trauma moment. And you felt completely let down because you didn't expect that from this relationship. Whether that is true or not doesn't matter. To you in the moment, it was true. It was so much of a possibility to you, you didn't even want to chance it. Yeah, the devil here with the moon. Okay, like people that deal with you, whoever I'm reading for, they have no idea who you are. They have no idea what you're capable of. I feel like whoever I'm reading for is like, you've created this form of you. And I don't think that it's always been there. I think that through trauma and through experience, this person, this side of you, this new, it's not even a side, it's like a new entity within you, okay, that has formed itself. And people who know you, people who deal with you, whatever, they don't know this side of you yet, but they're about to. They just learned or something, right? Like people will be shocked once you start to show this part of you. It's dangerous, okay? And it has to do with this thing. It's like something so traumatic has happened to you that it changed you forever. That's strong. It changed you forever. And now what do you do with it? Now what do you do with this new version of you, with this new you? I've said this before in a couple of readings throughout the time that I've been reading here on YouTube, like maybe once or twice in a reading that I've picked up on this. But the walk-in soul, somebody here has gone through that. Somebody here is going through that walk-in soul. Look at that up. This is the concept of you were born with the soul. There was an agreement, okay, before you came and incarnated into this lifetime, that a soul was going to take your vessel, your body so far in life. And then another soul was going to step in and take over from there. Okay, there was an agreement before you incarnated here. You're not the same person. You're not going to stay the same. And the reason why you feel so crazy with the moon here is because you don't know what's really happening, right? In the spiritual, in the ethereal parts. You don't know that, right? Like, that's not how people think, you know? You're learning, you're transitioning from being the old you to the new you. You're in a transition moment, and that's why these things are happening. And that's why you're so impulsive and you're so quick to destroy, because you're changing so much, and this part of you is so different that your external world needs to reflect the new internal now. So if that means that you have to change jobs, change relationships, change homes, change your look, like whatever, then so be it, because you're now this new person. So your environment needs to reflect that. That's probably a big reason why subconsciously you're feeling the need to destroy. Okay. Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords. Three of Coins. Knight of Coins. Taking a lot of action with the Knights here. Five of Swords. Shit. People do not understand. You barely understand, let alone other people. So it's like you're just doing it because this is what you feel is right. It's coming across very selfish. People are like, what? Like, why are you acting this way? Right? Like, they don't know this about you. They've never experienced this. It's not you. You may be hearing that a lot. Like, this is not you. Anybody that doesn't have your back, that isn't devoted, loyal, that you can't depend on, you are breaking ties with them. You're destroying those relationships. And it's coming from a place of selfishness. And that's just what's happening, right? Like, you need to make sure that the people in your life are the ones who have your back. Anybody else that doesn't, they're gone. There's no ands, if, or buts about that. There's no apologies about that either with the Five of Swords. The Moon and the Pentacles. Here's the Sun again. Being reborn, right? Like the sun, growing into this new version of you. Two of Wands. Seven of Cups. Stronger. You have a vision. You have a sense of what you want to be, who you want to be. You want to be in control. You want to be hard. You want to be strong with the Emperor. That's what you're choosing. A warrior. It may not look pretty. It may not look like you are, what's the word? Like, I guess, a good person right now. I think hopefully you'll grow into that. Like the warrior who is strong and dangerous and a killer, not literal, metaphorical, but still has a strong, solid heart, right? Hopefully that's the goal. Hopefully that's what you grow into, and not just this like really evil here with the devil, narcissistic type of person. But it does feel like you have a vision and you see your future. You see yourself in your future. It's like this feeling, right? Like this deep, powerful feeling of who you are now. Like, it feels like if this is the walk-in soul situation, even though you don't know it, there's something deep in you. It's like this nagging, passionate, powerful feeling that you have, and you want to feed it. You want to go toward it. You don't know what it is. You don't know what it looks like, but it's changing you as you go toward that feeling, right? It's so crazy. Even me feeling it on your behalf is crazy. But it's so truthful. It's like, it's true. This is your authentic self. Now, 7 of Wands, Page of Cups, Hierophant, Four of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, like what you believe in, what you stand for, what you value. And I just finished saying this is your true self, your authentic self. It's the Hierophant. Exactly. The Hierophant is that energy of us. Like, we know who we are. It like to our core. We know who we are. And I feel like you have a solid stance on that. You know with the Wheel of Fortune that you're changing. You're not budging. You're fighting something off and you're not budging. But again, there's love here. There's this sense of like, it may seem to the outer world that you're a bad guy, bad girl. It may seem to the outer world that you're being selfish, or that you are, like people are getting mad at you or something, right? Because you're changing or whatever. But to you, it's not like that. To you, this is a calling. This is a purpose. Like you feel called and guided to be this new version of you, and you love it. Okay, that's another reason why you're not making any apologies. You're standing up for yourself. You're protecting yourself. Queen of Pentacles, Magician. You got the Four of Wands. Beautiful. There may be somebody that is your equal. There may be someone here that sees through you now. Oh my God. Yes. That sees through you now and can appreciate the change and loves this part of you. And if they've already known you, they can see the change. If they're just meeting you, they're meeting you this way. And they, like I said earlier, are similar. They probably have gone through this themselves. That's why they have the knowledge, experience, tools, resources, solutions to help get through this. But there's an immense amount of spiritual and emotional connection here with the Ace of Cups and you and this Queen of Pentacles, male or female. The Four of Wands is the card that tells me that there's happy life. Okay? Home life, union, love life, family life. And the Six of Wands is accomplishing and overcoming obstacles and winning. All right. This is so beautiful and also just as equally so powerful between you and this person here. Two people of the same. You would have never been able to realize this potential or this reality if you didn't change and sort of like with like the werewolf, right? Like come into your own, come into yourself. Like enough, and I don't know if anybody was doing this, but if you were, like enough with trying to please others and be something that you're not for the sake of someone else's happiness or for the sake of someone else's expectations. Like enough of that. This is who you've always wanted to be, or this is who you've always been at your core, or, something, right? Like you've known that you've had this potential, or you had this capability or something like that, right? Like you're breaking free of the chains. You're breaking free of the being in the box of doing what others expect. You're breaking free of your family heritage and traditions and expectations, right? Like this is freedom. Five of Pentacles, Ace of Swords is clarified by the Five of Cups, Eight of Coins. A lot of cards came out here. This person is teaching you techniques, I'm getting. I think that at the end of this, the next 4 weeks or so, you come to a conclusion, you close something out, okay? You learn how to go through a death. With the Page of Swords, you're learning something. There could be like a ritualistic moment where you do some sort of like symbolic ritual to close something out, to say goodbye to the old. The answer of like how to do the thing comes through as well. And I think that it has to do with this queen here, male or female. The feeling of emptiness and the pain, the hurt, the sadness, the trauma. Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, the loss, feeling alone, feeling like you can't. The answers to overcome that come here. And there's work involved. That work that I said at the beginning that you just don't want to do, you're doing it because you know that you have to, right? Like, but there's truth here. There's clarity with the Ace of Swords of the work that you can do, that you need to do. Maybe that's all you needed, right? To get that motivation to want to do this work and make this change is how to do it. Maybe that's what you need. How do I do it? Until you get the how, that motivation is going to be lacking. And I think that this queen teaches you how. And then you're able to really end a phase and start a new one. So your ending and beginning is powerful, impactful, meaningful, just not beautiful. Just kidding. I think it is beautiful. I see beauty in darkness and in pain and these death rebirths moment. Not a lot of people do, but I do because I've been there. So you will see the beauty also. But it is work. No doubt about it. And you're totally capable. And I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. I truly, truly am. It's almost as though throughout the time I've been reading for y'all, it's been leading up to this moment. And who would have thought that it was going to turn out this way, you know? But it did. And it's exactly how it was supposed to turn out. You're exactly where you have to be. Everything up until this moment that's happened in your life had to happen exactly the way it happened. No regrets. It was supposed to be exactly that. Love that. Accept that. Be grateful for that. Even if it was ugly and horrible and you're completely traumatized, it still happened to you for the sake of your strength and your power here with the Emperor, right? Like it made you stronger. It's so cliche, but it's so true. made you stronger, and it made you better. What is a good takeaway message for the Gemini, please? Yeah, broken branch, heartache. Okay, we know that. Give me one more. Someone has their eyes on you. Okay, well, this isn't too impactful, but just something to keep in mind. People are watching, and we know that people were involved from the get-go when we first started the reading. So people are watching. People may be hurting because you're going through the change. But it's okay. That's part of their journey. Okay, you're not responsible for that. You only focus on what you're doing here. Okay, the people that love you, even though right now they may feel hurt, will understand it later and will still love you anyway. The people that are not supposed to be in your life and are hurting because you're changing and you're leaving and you're doing whatever these things are, that is part of their journey. Okay, you came into their lives so they can also learn something and go through something of their own. And that process that they have is theirs. It's not yours. This one's yours. Okay, if they're looking at your journey and they're hurting or whatever, don't worry about that. That is for them to go through. Okay, you just do this here. All right. Okay, Gemini. Well, I hope this helped you. Hope you got something out of it. Good luck throughout all of this. If you need a personal reading, I do those. My email address is in the description of the video. It's very similar to this. It's just obviously more targeted to you. Shoot me an email and then we'll set up a date. Otherwise, like the video if you got anything out of it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. And we'll see you on the next one, okay? Bye.